Okay, question of the day. What is the meaning of life and the purpose of existence? Well, it is to be of service. And if you want to know how I came to this conclusion, well, stay tuned. When people ask what is the meaning of life and the purpose of existence, many will quote you the very same verse, number 56, Surah 51, saying that God has created the humans and the jinns for them to worship Him. But I say this ayah doesn't say much. Because what does worship mean? It is a very, very vague term. Many people will say that worship is what? It is praying, fasting, paying zakat, and so on and so on. But as I've explained in several videos and articles, there is more to Islam than just rituals. Whoever says that, yeah, Islam is what? Is the 5 pillars, they have a very Western and modern understanding of what Islam is. In these previous videos, articles, in my book, I talk about how Islam is a matrix, an ecosystem, where you have many different fields and aspects of life included in it. So if we rewind day one, when God has created everything, He has created everything to exist in a harmonious manner. And then He offered to various elements of the creation to accept the burden of the trust of this amana of the creation. And everyone refused. Plot twist, except one single being, us. Which means that among all the other creatures and all of the creation, we human beings are the only ones who have accepted the keys that our landlord has been handing to us. And with the possibility of either keeping this harmony or provoking insane chaos. So that's our first clue when we look at the universe from the perspective of harmony or balance. Our first job is to keep, to maintain, to safeguard this harmony, this balance. And if you want to read further, I invite you to read into the works of Neil Gaiman or my article, and everything is in the description. Proof of that is found in verse 30 of Surah Baqarah, where God says that He has appointed a khilafah, a steward, a vicegerent. He has entrusted us with all of this creation. So we have the responsibility, the duty to take care of this whole creation. Another proof is in the Sunnah. And if we say that we follow the Sunnah, it means that we follow the example of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You have a look at the verse 107 in the Surah Al-Anbiya, number 21, where it says that we have sent you as a mercy for the whole world. Therefore, following the Sunnah means being a mercy for the whole world. And therefore, if we follow the Sunnah, the meaning of life is for us to be a mercy to the whole world, asking ourselves at every word we say, every action, every decision, how can we be of a mercy to everyone and everything around us for everything we say and everything we do. If you remember your math courses back in the days, what we say after we have demonstrated something, CQFD. If you don't know what it means, please Google it. First, a reminder for anyone who is a newcomer to Islam. If anyone tells you that your priority is to pray, to fast, to cover up, to pay zakat, and so on, to grow a beard, tell them that they're not following the timeline of the revelation. If we look at how the Islam was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the prayer was revealed 11 years after Jibril alayhi salam visited the Prophet in the cave. 11 years during Isra wal Miraj. Same for zakat and fasting. They were made compulsory 12 years after the revelation, like 1 year after Hijrah. What came first is, first, you believe in one God and trust Him. And second is, you try to be a better person. Make yourself a better person. Work towards being a better person. And that was it. Islam is very simple. People make it complicated. Of course, there's more guidelines to that, but people make it unnecessarily complicated. Second, many people come to me saying, yeah, fair enough, but what if you don't want to live? What if, like many people who want to take their lives, they think that by doing so, you are making the world a better place. And I know what I'm talking about because I've been there for 5 years. The only thing is, it's not the correct way of seeing things, because God gives us a joker, a superpower. And this is the power of influencing our destiny. And if you want to know then what's the matter with free will and predestination, then stay tuned for my next videos about predestination. Thank you for watching. I hope it was helpful, but however, do not subscribe because I'm not a scholar of religion. This is not a channel about Islam or theology, and I don't want to feed the algorithm. So take care of each other, and until next time.